up, everybody? We are back. Apparently, you guys liked us enough, so I guess we're gonna keep moving, doing what we're doing, shaking and grooving with the panel. So you got everybody. Hey, whoa! Don't do that. Don't do that. At least I didn't say shuck and jive.
Your hair looks nice.
Right.
Oh, I should.
Where are we?
On it, gyrating on this land.
Alright, so we're gonna get down to business today. We have I kind of think it's like a touchy, sensitive kind of topic. For who? America?
Republican.
Ain't touching it.
Fraud!
MAGA.
Fraud! Right, MAGA country.
Why you got the colors on?
Yikes.
You know,
It's even worse because it's the type of shirt too.
Oh my god, Lumberjack Donald.
I voted for Biden and I just look good in this shirt.
That's what they all say. Yeah. Alright, so we're talking about the elections if you all didn't get it. And, I'm glad the election went the way the election went. Was a little scary there. Not even gonna fake it to you.
For a while.
During election night, I was looking at CNN, watching that map, and it was like, okay.
I think this is the most black people have ever watched.
Let me tell you, I know all the news anchors. Me and Abby, I feel like we're like
you got a connection. You got a connection.
Like we can go to brunch or something.
I'm tired, Abby, but you look good still.
Right, you doing great. You looked good. Well done.
My flashback button was CNN and MSNBC.
Yeah, literally.
That's good. All
Who was the one talking off? Was that John King? You got blue here, you got stay there, you take this.
Hey, he need a raise because he was on that map working. He said, and we're going to draw here and numbers here. I said,
hey, no, listen, first and foremost, I didn't get half of what they were saying. I'm just like, who won the state? Like, let's just get there first and foremost. But I do applaud y'all. They bring up, in 2016, this is how this state looked. Thank you. Yeah,
honestly, whoever did all that data, like compiled that data, bless them.
I hope they're getting paid a stupendous amounts.
Really. I can't even get my apps to update on my iPad, and they was just touching that screen and changing numbers.
Maybe it's time for a new iPad.
Okay, might be time. You know who I didn't see give election coverage, Donald?
Who?
Wendy. Dr. Wendy, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Dr. Wendy.
Dr. Wendy.
In her 4 degrees.
You know,
Dr.
yeah. I messed up her name.
I ain't gonna say
Real Housewives of Potomac.
Yeah, the one that got mad. Said, I'm a doctor. I went to school. My husband and I have
4 degrees.
Yeah. Okay.
I did not see any of the 4 degrees on TV.
How do I watch that shit?
She's an anchor.
She is
a commentator.
Political
I
commentator.
had no idea. Yeah, I watched one. Okay.
No shade.
Yikes.
No shade.
All shade.
Facts. Hella facts. All right, but how do y'all feel about the black turnout?
I was very encouraged by the black turnout, especially what we saw happening in cities like Atlanta. Now, the thing I did not like was the black male turnout. It was increased, but also the number of people who voted for Trump also increased. The number of black males who voted for Trump also increased. So.
And you know what? I'm not going there.
That was definitely something interesting I saw. Like just as far as like on social media, I saw a lot more people along this line of like, it may not be great, but like, this is still the better way. And I don't see how. I really don't understand how. I think everybody has acknowledged that like Biden and Harris aren't perfect. Like I think we all, no candidate is, but I think the beautiful part about what Obama did provide us is, regardless of your political thoughts or your comments on his political actions, I think getting him in office allowed us to see, okay, that's possible. Now that it's possible, let's really hold you to the standard of actually doing the work and not just necessarily being content with the fact that somebody of African American descent, or that's just not white in general, is in office. So I feel like even since we all are very much aware that there are some things that we didn't agree with or didn't like from Biden and Harris, that we can hold them to the things that they said, they were going to deliver, and actually see what those first 100 days look like, and not just be happy that, solely content with that Trump is out.
It's like, y'all, the Twitter think piece is like, stop acting like they y'all savior. We never said that.
Those words
but Trump
never came out of his mouth.
It's enough right now. For the time.
I'm going to answer your question, but here's my thing on this savior complex. This idea of like the next administration is going to be our savior. No, but if we use the language of saving, then yes. Trump and
Save me.
Trump and his administration has done absolutely nothing to save
Us.
or protect the future,
don't say that
the
because
future of America.
Let y'all
Because
president say it. He has helped the black community
So much, yeah, so
Just-
much.
I'm gonna connect
Oh,
you right here. When he said that during the debate, I screamed out of my window and was
He said,
covered
since Abraham
with
Lincoln.
fire. Like,
I was looking like,
Well,
blew
that's it,
my
but-
mind.
but
But what
Abraham
I just
Lincoln
don't
was
understand
but okay, let me do
how
this.
when you talk about the future of America, the future of America, the American people, the leader of the free world, that being, well, for the next few days, Donald J. Trump is not a leader of the people. So no, I don't expect anybody to come in and be the savior because nobody's perfect. However, somebody will come in and try to save the mess that he created and the other holes that may exist to save the future of the American people.
Also,
and my graduation.
Respectfully.
Respectfully.
I feel
Hey,
like
come on.
one, Kamala got a lot of slack being a black woman, and then you saw how I want to say some people were fake basically like, oh, I don't want her to be president. Then the second she became vice president, it was like, okay, I guess I think she was a black woman honestly, and people bring up her track record, which is fair, the prosecutor, but at the end of the day, like Donald was saying, that is much better than Trump Pence, and so and then also to the fact of like a lot of people have been on this anti-Obama craze lately, which I want to touch on because I feel like people be like, well, what did Obama really do for the black community? Yeah, she did a lot of things for the black community if you think about it. Exactly, literally the Affordable Care Act, my brother's keepers program. It was something he was trying to deregulate private prisons, but they weren't going for it. But they were rolling it back more and more. Even the corporate tax rate that you see has gone from 21% in Obama administration to 35% to 21% with Trump. So literally, Obama did hella stuff that people they're just not politically aware. Now you can bring up the war criminal stuff, and you can bring up all this and that, and
Who isn't a war at the like? Come on, like,
and you can bring up
things-
Flint, Michigan too, like the water thing. But it's honestly, we've had way worse problematic presidents, and to be a black man, like, and to have that kind of 8 years of presidency, no scandals,
except for his tan suit. That tan suit was a scandal. But he
Okay,
looked good
we're
in
not gonna go there. We're not gonna go. And no scandals, and just like, wow, like a black president really was giving us culture, giving us black people in the White House.
And his first lady was also
Yes.
giving us programs.
She did things.
People love to miss that in the whole conversation of those.
What has
8 years.
Melania
That's
done for anybody?
Not a damn thing.
But copy the speech.
First,
what?
So yeah,
What has she done for herself?
Nothing.
Fled the White House.
Yikes. Okay, let's ignore. Okay, let's all.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. No,
no, you got it.
Because So we talked about Obama's 8 years. I think that can we take a second to look back at the last 4 years?
Man,
Like, can we just look back at Trump's presidency and like everything that has happened?
it's been hell.
It's been hell on earth.
Literally.
And like nobody wants to, even those that are saying like Biden isn't better or whatever the case may be, these 4 years have been hell. And I just don't understand why at the bare minimum there does not seem to be some type of not necessarily excitement per se, but why is there not some type of positive feeling about that being over?
I think because people are pessimists, and also because people will say like, oh, well, Mike Brown happened during Obama and George Floyd happened during Trump, so nothing really changed. Well, the response from the president was totally different.
Absolutely.
So let's start there.
It's like night and day.
Yeah.
Night and day difference.
So let's start there.
And one president has a laundry list of bodies under. Like, okay,
Yeah.
you know what?
So I don't know. I think people are very pessimistic, and also I tweeted like last week, like Twitter's scary because y'all really just read something and run with it. Like y'all don't even look into
It's true.
like think
Y'all,
like
headline Twitter.
While
blows
I
me
do
away.
hate the Twitter update, I just want to be able to quote tweet with one push. But now you have to go through and say, do you want to read the article?
tweet.
Like that's nice,
Yeah.
but like I always tell people, opinions without facts are just noise.
Yes.
Like if you don't have the research behind it, then shut the hell up.
Yes.
And that's a lot of Twitter thumbs are just that.
Even like the tweet that I said like, oh, Trump gave X amount of dollars to HBCUs, and somebody had to be like, no, this was enacted during the Obama administration, and it's just now like the money's just now being continuously being rolled out. But thousands of people believe that stuff, or even like Kamala saying that the headline about her extending school.
Oh yeah.
But the headline was misleading, and everybody was mad about it. Like, oh hell no, I'm not even in school no more. But I don't want to do this. But really, she's just trying to provide after school programs for people.
Read, people. It's fundamental. It's fundamental. Damn it.
That's why I love it though. It's funny. It's comical.
No, yeah, they
scary.
make great think pieces, but that also, this is a whole nother soapbox, but that goes into journalism because the clickbait of these article titles are misleading and will definitely redirect those thoughts and opinions of people if they don't have any ability to critically think for themselves.
Fake news.
I mean, the one thing I will miss from this administration is the entertainment thing.
No, he I'm not gonna lie. Some of his idiocy, whatever the word for it, he's been an idiot. Some of that shit's funny as hell.
Like every day you wake up and you know you're gonna get a good story, like something that can be used in like a movie or a skit or something.
When he walked on stage and said, "We won by a lot," I'm looking like this man.
To this day, I don't understand how nobody can just rein that man in. He got up there and said, "Yeah, the election's over. We won. Congratulations to us."
You even saw Pence be like. And Pence was like,
and the fly.
had to go up there and
said,
we're going to count the votes.
When the Republican Party has to tell you, nigga, no, sit down, no, like shut up. You might be onto something there, but I mean, hey, whatever.
No, it's
speaking of think pieces though. This made me think of this. Did y'all see? I love her. I do. She's still finding me, but Eva Longoria.
I didn't. What she do?
Oh, what she said about the
What she said?
So she was on an interview with somebody and they were talking about like the election and the voting, and she sat there and she was like this was a really good turnout for the election. You saw like the minority communities, like black women showed up, but the Latinas, they really showed up in numbers and are the reason that this election turned out the way that it was. And I said, "Oh shit."
Where'd you get that statistic from?
Here's the only thing I'm going to say. Who's responsible?
I know it's about to be some shit.
No, it's really not. Like, to counter her point, because I feel like it's not that it's stupid. It's not stupid, but it's just very. It's a pointless thing to say, I feel like, because to acknowledge that one race did something just to counter it or follow it by saying another race did more. And then you're speaking about women as a gender who are already marginalized. It's like that did nothing for you, first and foremost. But then secondly, let's also consider what was one of the biggest states to flip. It was Georgia. And that was largely due to who? Registering how many voters before this election? Black woman by the name of Stacey Abrams. So therefore,
the quiet director of the Democratic.
So it's one of the things where like let's just leave the measuring of who did what out, and let's just acknowledge that everybody did their part.
I like that a lot, because I feel like then it becomes a pissing contest of like, well, the Latinx community did more, or the black community did more.
I was just like, no,
we all
just go to the goddamn poll and vote.
Everybody can do more. Everybody can do something, and if they put all of that together, judging by my math and arithmetic, then we can get somewhere.
The fact that you just called it arithmetic.
So she did apologize. So she came back and redacted her statement, but she also was publicly ridiculed.
She was
about that and was like,
dragged.
"Oh, well, everything was taken out of context."
I think that's hard too, because the Latinx community is way bigger than just you have so many different groups within that, and as you saw,
I mean, but then you also have to think like you also have Afro Latinas. Love Eva, I do love your sexuality.
She didn't think about it,
but babe,
you know what I find interesting with that, and I'm not an expert on this, so don't dare drag me.
By your hair, by that ponytail.
No, I was on Instagram and Twitter or something, and it was somebody explaining why so many Latinx people had voted for Trump or supported Trump. And they talk about strong beliefs in Catholicism. So they have religion as a backing. and also measures of whiteness of wanting to assimilate in some way. That's a generalization.
Mm-hmm.
But those two things is something that Trump appealed to that community about.
Well, that's facts. And even to the point of a lot of Puerto Ricans voted pro-Biden Harris, but a lot of Cubans voted pro-Trump Pence because, coming from Cuba, socialism and dictatorship, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So they're feeding into Trump's message of like, oh, Biden's going to be a dictator and this and that. They're socialists or whatever and all that stuff, the Democrats. So those are valid points. And even like in the Nigerian community, I don't know if you saw that viral video.
Oh, I did.
Yes, of those idiots.
Oh, I did.
We don't claim them. Zoom in on this part, edit it. They're not Nigerian. Anyways, so what happened was that actually was a Trump I had to make that clear. That was a Trump rally in Nigeria of a very conservative church. And that was actually way before the election day. That was when all the SARS stuff was going on, basically. And my cousin Blessing and I were talking about it, and she was like, yeah, a lot of Nigerians, I know Nigerians that we grew up with that voted for Trump. They're sick because they're homophobic. They're very strong-based Catholics. They're very white affirming, seeing that we were colonized by the British, by Britain back in the day, and they grew up in that, literally 1960s when we became free. So they grew up seeing us war, all that thing, and so they're I know old Nigerians that voted for, not even old, I know some just people that are not. Let me not get into that. That voted for Trump fans, and we don't understand. We're like,
he said,
"What is somebody gay? What is somebody get?" She was arguing with somebody what does somebody being gay have to do with you? At the end of the day, no matter who's president, they still gonna be doing what they want to do.
It's true.
Exactly. And so it's just your president is just being homophobic and non-inclusive, and you're just supporting that off of that solely. That's it. I don't understand it. And the same goes for any race, white, ethnic groups, any ethnic group. So I'm just confused about that to this day.
Yeah, and I always tell people party aside, politics aside, I could not, in good faith and moral standards, vote for a person that did not see me as a person. If he had a better political stance or whatever, something to argue what I think would be good for the country, yeah, I'll listen to it. I'm a Democrat, but I still have to live and exist in America.
And that's crazy because remember a few years ago he literally said Africans live in huts, Nigerians live in huts, something like that.
I do remember that.
So that goes back to the fact of even aside from not seeing the LGBTQ plus community as a person, he don't even see black people, let alone people back home as a person.
But he's done so much for you blacks.
So much.
And on that note, we're going to take a quick break and be back. All right, and we're back. I just had to throw out that NOSA has disowned several people today.
Yikes.
So if you are in the community that has been mentioned, you are gone. You need to pack your bags because you are not welcome in the land of Nigeria or NOSA. So yes, that's that. Moving along. So what do you guys feel? Because I know Diddy had tweeted something about this and kind of got dragged about it. But the two-party system that we currently have, and he wanted to do the black political party.
So let's not.
Let's just whole thing.
This is new to me, so I'm hearing this for the first time.
Oh yes. The good man of making the band and whatever else he's currently doing.
That alone should be discrediting this conversation.
The only thing I've seen about Diddy was him trying to jump in his pool.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny. He said,
well,
so unrelated, but what happened with him?
He's done other things. And he was saying, this was during the election, in the midst of it, that, hey, if you guys are tired of our current setup, I'm creating this black political party to raise awareness. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican. We should all come together. And reading the tweet, I said, you know what, Diddy, I can't right now with you. I'm going to call on Steven because it seems like he has a very urgent, pressing question and or statement.
Not to Steven live.
Right.
Here's my thing, okay? Since I understand.
We have a breaking projection.
Yes. I understand that it is important for these people who have these platforms and even have this stature, especially somebody like Diddy, being aware, especially politically and in the climate that we're in now. But where's the lie? Because there are some things that he like. There's no reason. Like, there's no reason for you to be for you to be politically aware of their views, what they stand for, things of that nature. That is extremely important. What relevancy is there for you to be sitting here trying to either merge or create this completely different political party as if you know anything about that? And that's not a negative thing. That's not to knock any knowledge that you want to have. But I just feel like there's levels, and this is not a level that you are at. You produce music. You push artists like that. That is what you do.
I wouldn't go that far. That's crazy.
A lot of us wouldn't. The point is, okay.
You're gonna be on Capitol Hill.
Wow.
You know what? Listen, you Diddy bopping on Capitol Hill. That's not the point. The point is this. All I'm saying is this, because we've been seeing it a lot. Like how many celebrities have came out with these very, very strong. Not even political views, but like political like action plans.
You know what agitates me about that the most, and I will admit, if you have a platform, everybody has a platform, whatever it is, big or small. I think you should use it, and I think you should exercise it. In terms of people that have large societal influences, especially artists and black artists, we talk about the black vote. It was really disheartening to not see the Vote or Die campaign or something similar to it, the same way we had from Diddy and Company back in 2008 when we had Obama on the ballot. And I think that was because he was a black candidate. Mm-hmm. So niggas who didn't even vote was like, oh, we gonna have a black man in office back, right?
But whole songs about it.
Absolutely. My Lambos was blue. Not blue because I could not own one.
But my BP is black. My BP's black and my hoodie show is blue. You can say that. So
but what I don't get is
shout out to the K's, a good family.
How everybody came together then and was like vote or die. It felt very urgent. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, oh, okay, well now that we literally are dying under Trump's administration, literally and figuratively.
Quite literally.
We didn't get that same approach. Instead of a bipartisan voice on a platform from black artists, we got all the problematic people on the microphone and was like, check me out, I'm doing this. And it's like, what? Mm-hmm.
So the thing about that, well, let's go back to Diddy first and like address what Steve said, which is a lot of factual points were made. One, I don't know how to keep on saying this and make it make sense to people, but they do not live in the same world as us. Meaning they don't have the same lifestyle as us. Like what Diddy and Wayne, with Wayne and his ignorant comments, what these people do on a day-to-day basis, they were black and they came from the struggle, but y'all not here no more. Y'all are up here. You know, like I'm talking billionaires. And so even though Diddy can easily say, it doesn't matter where you are, black and Republican or Democrat, just come together. Well, no, as you can see, some blacks don't even have the same stance on things. So everybody's not as pro-black or as for the people as good as this sounds to put it together. And then two, like, yeah, you just live a different lifestyle than us, bro. That sounds all good and dandy, but like
it sounds good.
It sounds like
he's unaffected, and people in that class are
like literally like this pandemic. Like Diddy's pockets was not hurting, but other people that are middle to lower class were struggling to. And
where were the programs? Where was the help, Did? So you're out here trying to make a damn.
Which I'm not expecting him to, but yeah, you're trying to make a party system.
So this man did.
I mean, as many names as he had, it's probably one.
I like word. I like did. I'm gonna use did.
I'm sorry, my bad.
But yeah, that's just what I'm like. That I'm hearing him say that. I'm like, yeah, you in a different realm than us. Like y'all think different, y'all move different than half of the people in this world, which is good. I'm glad you got that. I'm not like anti-capitalist and Diddy and Jay-Z are evil. I'm just saying like, bro, you have to realize what you're saying is like, it's not likely.
Which also brings me to a point that I just have to throw out there. For all of you idiots who voted for Kanye, and yes, I'm using the word idiot. What the fuck? Yeah. Why? Huh? What? How? The fact
is it
that
worse?
You thought.
Is it worse than Harambe, that 2016? Oh, God. When that was written in the ballot?
I forgot about that.
Why is it that every election there is a crazy write-in candidate that people legitimately vote for?
And it's like, bro, those votes that you just threw around, let's be clear, if we didn't have the margins that we did, if it was a little bit closer, I'd have to find all your houses. I would have to do it.
Literally, like every vote matters. I know the electoral college is a thing, but when we talk about the black vote, what really pissed me off the most was black people that said, "Oh, I'm not voting." I'd asked somebody on Twitter because they were talking about they weren't voting for either candidate for X, Y, and Z, and I said, just to be clear, are you not voting for Biden because of the crime bill that actually wasn't just solely him? Let that be known.
Factual. You can't.
From back then, or are you doing this because you also don't support Trump? And he was just like, "But no, it wasn't that. I just don't feel I have faith in either one of them." Like, okay, so after the election, are you moving out the country because you're still an American?
And that's funny that you bring that up.
Every vote has power.
Because people were like, I'm not voting for Biden because he plans on raising taxes. No shade here. But somebody brought up a really good point on Twitter.
Who making $400,000?
Who the fuck is making the money that he plans to tax? Like, you're not. I'm sorry, no shade. You're not making that money. You're good. You were good. You were good to
They
begin
were
with.
talking about a week ago. Y'all was complaining about taxes. Now y'all happy about student loans being released.
Make up your mind. I'm sorry, y'all are so
Oh my
confusing
God.
and draining. Shit don't
Literally,
make no
like I
sense.
said, they don't think for themselves on Twitter. They see something and go with it.
And run with it.
Yeah, it's kind of
That's
scary.
the problem.
It's like,
Well, first and foremost, anytime somebody says no shade 3 times, they usually mean
it's shade, yeah.
So just take that for what it is.
That's why I just say respectfully once.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
You see, it got a little darker,
Hey.
so my bad.
no, it is what it is. But no, yeah, definitely. No, but but Twitter culture also, groupthink is definitely a thing, and it's definitely pretty trash, and it's something that people don't even realize that they're in. But this is somewhat shifting gears, but to the capitalist point, because I think it's a point that kind of it ties into the black community and just like how we can be influenced. So, because here's the thing.
I feel like I know where this is going, but okay.
I was butchered a few months ago. I was called the extreme capitalist. Wow.
You were.
Nah, you really were. That's crazy.
And I'm not even like.
But also, so I look
at
at the way people treated Kamala, and this is a little bit unrelated, but I look at the way people treated Kamala, and like you mentioned it, as a black woman, she got so much scrutiny for things and didn't really kind of get the support until they won. And that's just a whole nother thing about, especially this year specifically, how black women have been treated. That's a whole completely different conversation.
Next episode.
Right. Yes. But also to the capitalist point, let's look at somebody like, so we talked about Diddy being in a different like tax bracket and just being in a different light. Beyonce, we've seen her and we've seen a lot of people have opinions, especially with like Ivy Park and how it's distributed. I know this is something I brought up to y'all in our group chat, but do you think that type of mindset has any correlation or plays a role in the way that we've seen it kind of take in this election, like just in general for the black community? Because I know we all pretty much agreed that like we don't care in terms of the fact that Beyonce obviously is this huge celebrity, and only celebrities really get to see Ivy Park, and we all just sitting there like, wow, so it's just rich people that get to enjoy this, or we got to drop hella bread. Do you think that has any type of impact on us from a standpoint of the way we hold, the status that we hold these people at, and so when they move into the political realm, like that type of groupthink and that mindset doesn't necessarily change, like it's still the same principle for us as a community?
I think that definitely has, to answer your first question, had an effect on the election. Just seeing that people don't, like I said, don't think for themselves. I know people that probably voted for Obama in 2008 and 12 and voted for Trump. Like, that's like a fact, black and white. Just because they were like literally Trump. The thing he's good at was one, feeding that groupthink and feeding that disbelief of the other party and of whatever tax bracket you want to look, break it down into. So that's definitely a role. And then two, I think it affects us everywhere in life because, you said, people was mad at Beyonce for giving out free Ivy Park to people, to celebrities and whatnot. So then you saw people also just being mad at Kamala when they really didn't even know like what she did or what she did not do.
Right.
As senator, even let's the prosecutor, whatever her record as a prosecutor. Let's just ignore that I did that.
We'll pull up the dictionary for you a little later.
Whatever.
Prosecurial?
No, I don't know the word. Prosecutorial.
Just let it go.
I
Just let it go.
don't know.
I try to throw you a bone, but
I don't know. But either way, people don't know what she did as a senator. People don't know what she did. And her political track record in general. So I'm gonna let somebody else take that off. Take off on me. Mush mouth.
I mean, I think y'all said everything though. Like I think groupthink has been a thing in the black community though, specifically for a very long time.
Since when? Like dating back to just
I just think period. But then you also have to think like social media has definitely enhanced groupthink. And to the Ivy Park point, it's okay, sis. I understand my shit got lost in the mail. Can you send me drip 2.2? I'm sorry. I get it.
I don't know if she'll watch this, but if you do,
you never know. Look, help a brother out because I'm broke. But no, I think groupthink is groupthink isn't always bad.
No.
But the way that it has played out, I'll say recently, I won't even go that far. Recently has been dangerous.
Yes.
And a part of it, in large, is due to social media and people latching on to what they see other people, and then like that's what the new prominent it's like high school all over again. Like you want to be with the popular kids, so you want to hop your ass into what they're thinking. So you're just like, okay, yeah. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, you missed this, to Nelson's point. Oh, you missed as a prosecutor that Kamala was actually doing this. And when the kids actually didn't go to jail, they were being funneled to like these different programs to help them. When she was a senator, she was actually attacking these different things for this reason and that reason. Like you're missing these things because you're so focused on what everyone else is doing and what everyone else is thinking, and you want to fit in instead of doing your own work and your own research. And I hate to see it.
I'll say this and I'll tap out, but groupthink is fine if you lean in on the part of it where it builds community, fosters community because you have collective thoughts with everybody. Where groupthink is bad when you have blind following and operate almost as a mindless cult.
Yes, talk about
you cannot say this is what it is and then I will follow you. Trump is doing that groupthink with the country. Hitler did that.
Literally, yes.
As controversial as this may be, some people say he is a good leader, given the fact that he was able to galvanize so many people. But some of those people out of fear and position, all those things were groupthink. And I think we saw a lot of similarities with Trump. So groupthink, while it is not bad in thought and theory, it can be if you use it as especially a political power of negativity. And I just don't think that is what people should be doing. But also people don't know how to stand up in their own thoughts. So I'm a bow out.
Preach, Pastor.
I don't know how much time we have left, but can we end on a lighter note? And can I just say this? Well, can I ask this? How did y'all feel just seeing Vice President Harris walk out to Mary J. Blige? I almost cried.
It made sense once I found out that she dated Montel Jordan.
Yeah, when I found that out, I said, damn,
I had no idea.
Montel could have been in the White House.
Still had no
I had no idea at all.
It's not about Montel being.
Still had no idea.
I was just happy to see some culture back.
Look, her in that little cream suit.
Yeah, I said it.
So what was more impressive? Her coming out to Mary J. or Biden hitting his little jog?
I'm sorry.
Oh, that was
fun. The jog was actually
jog with the Shorty Low music.
You know what he was saying? He was answering the critics that was saying you 78 and too old to rule this country.
Absolutely.
Like
he said, "I'm president. What is ageism?" Let me hit this
Let me hit that. He was tired.
Here's my music. I will catch my breath.
She did. Harris, Vice President-elect Harris, did say that Mary J. Blige is one of her favorite artists. So I feel like it was only fitting that she chose that artist, and I'm happy that she did not do Fine. Fine. Woo! I feel like take my vote back.
You're tired of it? No!
Absolutely. It is very fitting for that moment. So I'm happy to see what happens for the next 4 years of this administration.
I just need more culture back in the White House. Like, think about all the black celebs we used to see in the White House. That was a great time. Like, dang, like,
I just want
we get to actually see the White House now. They can take that fucking moat wall around and he decided to barricade himself.
I forgot about that wall.
But we say on a lighter note, so Nothing more about Trump.
Yeah, positivity.
Go Biden. Go Harris.
Not Biden Harris. Right, Biden Harris.
Like think about all the sports teams that was like Steph Curry and
Like,
like
we're good.
the Warriors. Like I'm good. Like a legendary team. Like nah, we good on that. We don't want to go see him.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, congratulations, America. We are proud of you. Special highlight to my good folks down in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically,
Yeah.
my good folks.
Shout out to little baby in there. You
Speaking
know.
of which, no, shout out my city, Milwaukee as well.
Of course.
We definitely
Well, this half of the panel is very blue. Unfortunately, my state that I'm from
It's true.
disappointed.
We're just
No, that's,
But I'm
no,
moving to Chicago
Wisconsin
in
is still
2021,
red.
so you know I'm blue.
Your city's blue.
your city is blue.
All our cities
One
are
of
blue.
three.
All our cities are blue.
KC, USA, St. Louis, USA. Shout out to them 2 cities in the state. That's it. So
Chicago is
Chicago's
its
its own state.
yeah, no, literally, I saw the
It
map,
couldn't
and
make
every
sense.
other county was red, and just from Chicago alone, I was like,
It's
wow,
literally like
that's
Cook.
crazy.
We care.
Yeah,
That's
Cook County.
Cook County.
Cook County could be its own
That's
state.
And that shows that Kansas City and St. Louis, we need to get on board. I'm about to go call my good girl Stacey Abrams and tell her we need to get some more people.
All right, get up here. Let's
Because
go.
we can do the same thing. We can. Like, think about it. And we were close. It was that, remember, everybody was like, it's Missouri blue on election night? And then we were like,
And then everyone in Missouri said, surprise.
So we got some work to do.
So yes. Congratulations to America. We are proud of you. Let's register to vote so we can vote again in 2024. See you guys then. We are the panel and we are out.
Peace.